Ohio State didn't seem to get the memo that yesterday's theme in college football was, hey, play as ugly as possible, still find a way to win the football game. Wasn't Ohio State. Final score, Ohio State 63, Western Kentucky 10. They got it done. They looked the part. Their quarterback looked the part, which has got to be encouraging if you're a Buckeye fan. Really quickly, make sure you're locked in right here. It's college football. It's only college football. Ohio State fans, we've had a lot of y'all join the party now. We want y'all here. We want y'all dialed in with us, okay? College football season is on and popping. Big game for y'all next week now at Notre Dame. We're going to talk about it. We're going to predict it on our live show on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you're subscribed, dialed in so you don't miss that. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at JD Piquel. A great way to make sure that we are interacting and staying in the know together with all things around this show. All right, so we appreciate you for that. It was phenomenal to see Kyle McCord step in there, his first game as the guy, really, at Ohio State. He'd been the starting quarterback, but now he'd really been tossed the keys to the offense, and to see him deal like he did. 19 for 23, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and it wasn't perfect. He had to bounce back from that fumble, but still, man, he did what this offense was built to do. Rev the engine, score a lot of points, look efficient doing it. He looked like the guy. Looked like the guy on the field from what I just told you, like from the gameplay standpoint, from how he executed, but also he looked like the guy in terms of how he carried himself. And I'll tell you what, man, seeing him be the first one to dap up Devin Brown after he threw his touchdown pass told me a lot about the respect that he has in that locker room and the way that he carries himself in that locker room. It was kind of a peek into that. There was no, oh man, my competition, quote unquote, the other guy threw a touchdown. It's like, hey man, my teammate threw a touchdown pass. Let me give him some love. So that was encouraging. I think it was encouraging for Ohio State fans to see this whole thing look the way that it looks. And we alluded to it a little bit earlier in this show, but that was huge for momentum for Ohio State. That was huge for momentum for Kyle McCord. Yes, it was Western Kentucky. I'm not worried about the opponent. I'm worried about the foundation you're setting for when you go play at Notre Dame. For one thing, now there's that, oh, that's how it feels sentiment for Kyle McCord. Because before they hadn't really blown anybody out. I understand that you beat some teams convincingly, but having a blowout like you did yesterday, you need that kind of execution to look at on tape and say, oh, this is who we are. That muscle memory, that feeling for Kyle McCord to know what it's like to uncork one deep to Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I know he did a lot in high school. I understand that. But I mean, to do it in a Buckeye uniform and to do it in the fashion they did yesterday has to feel good, has to be a good point for them to stand on going forward, execution-wise, and also emotionally and just confidence-wise. Like to be able to see yourself do it in an actual game. You don't want to have Notre Dame game show up and be like, okay, can we complete this deep strike to Marvin Harrison Jr. in a game-like scenario? Can we hit Emeka Egbuka in a game-like scenario? He's done it now. He's done it. There's no wondering and hoping and projecting and saying, well, we did it in practice so we can do it in a game. You've already done it in a game. You can now stand on that going forward and have some more confidence built in when you approach this game against Notre Dame. Because make no mistake now, the way you approach this game this year is different than they had to approach it last year. Last year, Notre Dame was going to be very much so control the game, new quarterback in Tyler Buckner, working him into the system. You know, they're at home, obviously, as Ohio State in that situation. Now you got to go to their house and play an offense that I believe is going to score points. And that's not to knock the Ohio State defense. I just believe Sam Hartman is a really good quarterback, and I think he's proven that to this point. There's a very real possibility you may need to match scores with them. And so for Kyle McCord and company, I think you feel a lot better about doing that now than you did going into this game because of that proof of concept. And I think we saw Kyle McCord, like I said a little bit, I think we saw him have the differentiating approach of going from driving a rental car to driving his car in this offense. Like he looked much more poised, much more confident, and drove that offense like it was his. Because I promise you, Ryan Day, Brian Hartline, they are not going to change the philosophy offensively. You can't afford to because of all the weapons, all the horsepower you have. You don't need me to tell you all the weapons they have. You already know. They are not slowing down for anybody. And Kyle McCord has proven now, and Ryan Day already said he had the talent, but he's proven now in a game to himself, to his teammates, to everybody else, that he has got the juice to execute. Level of difficulty goes up a little bit next week, but I cannot wait to watch this one. Ohio State took care of business. Again, did not get the memo they were supposed to win ugly yesterday. Handled business against Western Kentucky. It's on to Notre Dame, where we will learn a lot about the Buckeyes, learn a lot about Notre Dame. Should be a great, great filter for us to learn a lot about Kyle McCord. Make sure you're locked in here. We'll pick that game on Tuesday live, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on this YouTube channel. So make sure you're dialed in. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JD Pickell. We'll let y'all know when we are going live. Give you a little reminder and throw you the link. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.